Today we've got lots of cruise news. We've got Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, lots to talk about with those, as well as here on the beautiful Island Princess, it is cruise day. So I have a lot to tell you about. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Wednesday. It is October 4th of 2023, and like I said at the beginning there, it's cruise day, so if you have not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. Every day I talk to you about some cruise news, what's going on, as well as when we are on a cruise, we bring you along with us, so you're not going to want to miss a minute, and we need to have you with us. Also, if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up, because that really helps us as well. So first of all, like I said, today is cruise day. So the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to tell you the news because it's very important news that I've got to share with you today. And then I'm going to talk to you about what we did yesterday, getting down to the cruise port in Southampton where we stayed, how that worked, and some thoughts I've got for you about that. And then tomorrow is a sea day here, Thursday, October 5th, and so we will do a video then that shows all of our footage from getting on board the ship and embarkation, everything to do with that. But I want to tell you it went really well. I do have some tips for you about embarkation here in Southampton and on Princess overall, as well as I'll bring you up to date with how our group cruise is going. It is off to a splendid start though. We have an amazing Let's Go family group here on the ship, as well as we have been able to meet lots of other Let's Go family members. So we are having a wonderful time already. Now, first of all, let's talk about Carnival. I know that we have lots of cruisers here who not only go on Princess, but they go on lots of other cruise lines as well. And Carnival, you know, Carnival is known, Carnival is an amazing cruise line because they run everything from your 3-day cruises, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, clear up to very long cruises, and all over the world. Well, for those 3-, 4-, and 5-day cruises, they are going to change the price of their Cheers beverage package. It's going to go up by $10. And so instead of being $59.95, it's going to be $69.95 if you buy it in advance. And if you wait until you're on board, rather than being $64.95, it's going to be $74.95. So if you are going to go on a Carnival cruise and you want a beverage package, book it before you get online. Carnival Cruise Line is one of the cruise lines I know that once you book your cruise, you can go into your account there on Carnival, look at what they've got to offer, and book it that way if you want to do that. Also, along with that, I want to remind you that when you buy those beverage packages, on Carnival, they do not include the 18% gratuity that they are going to add to that package every day. So just be aware of that. There's a little bit more of a charge that's going to show up on your account, or that is not included in that package price. Now, for those of you who are sailing, you go on Princess a lot because we talk about Princess so much here. When you buy that Plus or the Premier packages, not the beverage packages, but the Plus package or the Premier package, those do include the gratuity charges for the beverages, okay? So you will not get a separate charge for that. Thought it was a good time to remind everybody about that. The next thing I want to let you know about is Norwegian is really making some big changes. Clearly, I think that they're probably doing it to, get a better bottom line, to be able to be more profitable. So first of all, two main things that they are doing. One is that they are taking away, if you've ever booked a cruise with Norwegian, they have different kinds of cabins in different categories, and some of them have allowed the people who pay for those cabins access to the spa and the thermal suite. Norwegian is taking that perk away, and so instead of, they're going to recategorize those cabins as standard cabins basically, but what they are going to do is no longer allow people when they book these cabins to have included access to the spa and thermal suite. In their press release about it, they talked about they wanted to make the spa, the thermal suite area, more accessible to everyone on the ship. And of course you do have to pay to use that. And at the same time, if you already have one of those cabins booked that the access to the spa and the thermal suite was included, you get to keep that perk as you've got it booked. But, and this is really important, so pay attention. If you have one of those kinds of cabins booked, if you make any changes to your booking, like if you switch to another cabin, you decide, you know, I don't want this cabin, I want that cabin, then it changes it. It negates that perk to go with your booking. Then it is no longer a spa or thermal suite access cabin. It will just become a standard cabin. And likewise, if you have that cabin booked and you notice a better price for it, you refare your cabin on that cruise, that negates that perk as well. So if you have got a cabin booked on Norwegian that includes that spa and thermal suite access, leave your booking alone if you want to continue to have that access. Otherwise, if you make changes to your booking, it's going to take that away, and you'll just have to pay for it like everyone else. So I think that clearly Norwegian probably is wanting to offer increase accessibility there to their spa and thermal suite to everyone on the ship, and it's lovely that everyone will have to pay for it that wants to use it. So I'm guessing that they will hopefully increase their profitability. The other really big move that Norwegian is making is they are rolling out 1,000 solo cabins across their fleet. So now on all of their ships, there are going to be solo cabins available. They are going to be available interiors, ocean views, and balconies. I think it's really going to be interesting to see the cruise fare on these cabins, but Norwegian cites that there's a big trend towards traveling solo, which we do see, and they're going to open up cabins for it, clearly trying to make the solo traveler feel welcome aboard and hopefully make it a little bit more affordable for people who are sailing on their own, and try to pull in those passengers as well as clients on Norwegian. So let me know if that changes how you are thinking of going on a cruise. If you cruise solo a lot, is this a perk that Norwegian's offering, or is it going to increase your interest in Norwegian? What do you think about it? I look forward to reading your comments there, as well as if oh, and you know what I forgot to tell you, those changes on the Carnival drink packages, I apologize, I forgot to tell you that those changes go into effect on October 8th, and that price increase affects cruises sailed December 1st and after. So if you have a Carnival cruise booked, hurry up and book your drink package if you want it before the price goes up. And like I said, it's for their 3, 4, and 5 night sailings. If you've got a longer cruise, they are not talking about increasing that price yet. Alrighty, so wanted to make sure you know that. The last thing I want to tell you about is a little bit of a nerve-wracking story, but it has a happy ending. And so I just wanted to tell you, over in Italy, in the port of Salerno there, Enchantment of the Seas, a Royal Caribbean ship, is in port, and there was a little boy who, the story says, and I've read it in several places, that he was holding his dad's hand, and then he let go to run along the edge of the pier there, and he fell in the water in that little gap between the pier and the ship. And the first story I read, it said that his dad couldn't even fit in that little gap area there, but the second one says his dad was able to go in, and I've seen video of it. So anyway, the dad jumped right in, and because they had really quick thinking crew members and security people there, they both came out of the water just fine. They were able to rescue them, and the little boy is just fine. And I'm happy that it was a happy ending, but also it is a really lovely reminder at how amazing the crew is, because they were right there, the security people were right there. So when you get off the ship and when you come to get back on again, the crew is always there waiting for us. But you know what? They're paying a lot attention to a whole lot more than just saying welcome back to us. And so this is my shout out to the crew for the amazing job that they do, not only rescuing that little boy and his dad, but also the great care that they take of us everywhere we are. They do a really good job. So I wanted to mention that. Now, as I mentioned, we are on the Island Princess, and I wanted to let you know kind of how we did our day and where we stayed the night before we went on our cruise, because I think you'll really like to know about it. So first of all, we got up, we stayed over close to Bristol in England, and so we drove over to Winchester. Now, a really fun little side perk about driving around England is that they have these places that they call, just like you'll see a sign on the road and it'll say services, you know, 2. And you'll know that in 2 miles, there you can get off the highway, and the service thing is they'll have a gas station, and then they'll have sometimes a standalone like McDonald's or Burger King or something, but most often we just saw it with your gas station and then with another building, and inside there'll be like a W.H. Smith, and they sell kind of like candies and snacks, and I got this cool collection of Paddington Bear books because I'm grandma, but also like lots of fun things like that. I like to look, but they also will have a little grocery store type thing that you can get like pre-made sandwiches, and they're actually really good. At home, if I buy a pre-made sandwich, I never like it, but here they have different kinds, so that's been splendid to try. But anyway, and they also have powder rooms and some other eating places, so I just thought that was really fun, and thought I would show you what that looks like here as you get to drive around the countryside. So if you need something, you can stop and get it. Now, we had a different day planned, but then one of our Let's Go family members, who's become a really dear friend of mine, she called me. We talked on the phone for a few minutes, and she told me about Winchester, England. Now, Winchester is not even a whole hour north of Southampton. When you look at the map of England, you'll see Winchester right above it. But in Winchester, not only is it handy to Southampton, but in Winchester, that is where the Winchester Cathedral is. And let me tell you, it is so worth going there to visit. It was started by William the Conqueror. And you think back in history, and when she said William the Conqueror to me, the year 1066 flew into my head. You know how all those facts we learned in school, they do come back. Battle of Hastings, everything. Well, William the Conqueror is the one who started and first commissioned the Winchester Cathedral that long ago. So it has the older part of the church, and then as they have added on over the years, it is spectacular. It is absolutely beautiful. And then the cherry on the top is Jane Austen is buried there. If you're familiar with Pride and Prejudice and all of her other literary works, amazing that that's where she's buried. While we were there and walking around, they were doing what they call voicing the organ, and it is something that is done. Gordon's including a picture. They had a sign up about it. It takes way longer than the one day that we were there, but it is only done once in a generation. And it has to do with making sure the pipes are making not only the correct sound, but one is not louder than the one next to it. It goes through, it's really an amazing process, but we got to be there on that day. So we spent quite a lot of time looking at the cathedral and the grounds there. We walked around the town. If you just go down a little bit is the High Street for Winchester. So we enjoyed walking along there. There's a Marks and Spencer, which I had never been in a Marks and Spencer before. I had heard of them. It's a store that has like a grocery store on the bottom level, and then upstairs they have like clothing, things like that you can buy. So we enjoyed seeing what that was like, and got a couple of yummy things to eat there, and just thoroughly enjoyed walking all over. And you know, it is amazing to me, truly amazing, to walk in steps that people have walked for over 1,000 years, and to stand somewhere and look up in the same place that people have done it for centuries and see the same thing that they saw. As far as the building goes, I know that things change over time, but that structure basically has been there. And so it was a really very special experience to be there, and gave me a lot to think about. We parked down a side street, and across from it was a hospital that was started in 1607. It's not a hospital now anymore, but that's what it was at the time. So we thoroughly enjoyed going there. It's a beautiful place to see. There are tea rooms. The cathedral there has its own cafe. It is just splendid. And the reason that it is so handy and a great idea is because if you're going on a cruise, is because it is so close to Southampton. So we finished up there, and we were down to Southampton in like maybe 40 minutes, and that included traffic. So when we came down to Southampton, of course, use the GPS on your phone to get everywhere, but we stayed at the Holiday Inn right there in Southampton. Right there, it's right next to the water. It's as we were coming in, we saw the P&O Aurora, we saw, I believe, an MSC ship, and we saw Anthem of the Seas. And as we were finally getting over to where we were going to be, we saw Anthem of the Seas and P&O Aurora depart. And so what we did is we came and we parked at the hotel, went and checked in, took our luggage up, then we returned the rental car. It is very, very handy to return a rental car to Hertz and Europe Car are the two that we saw close by. We rented ours with Hertz, but you really can walk. So we drove down, returned the Hertz rental car, and then we just walked back to the hotel, and it didn't even take very long to walk back. So it is very convenient for that. And that Hertz location, and I'm sure Europe Car 2 does as well, they closed at 4 o'clock, but we returned it like at 6:30, somewhere around there, and they have a drop so that you can park the car and then drop your key in. And I will tell you, if you ever do that, take pictures of the car, walk around it taking a video so that nobody can say you did anything to the car that you didn't, that try to say you caused damage. That's just a side tip. You probably already knew that, but we are always really careful to do that. And then we just walked right back. So the Holiday in there, that hotel is fine. It is old and worn. It's not bad. It's just old and worn. My side of the bed like slanted. So I was like, Gordon said one time he woke up in the night and I looked like I was about ready to roll out onto the floor, but I was sound asleep, so he just let me sleep. But so it's just funny. It's okay though. It's okay. And I'm sure that they get lots of great business because like there were so many people there who were going on the cruise today that I'm glad that they have a good place for people to stay. There is another place across the street, is it Leonardo Hotel Company? They have a hotel right across the street there as well. So either one is fine. When you go there when you check in the night before, if you're going to go on a cruise the next morning, or if you need a taxi for anything else, when you look at the check-in counter there, the reception desk at the far right end, there is a phone. You just pick it up and you make a reservation for a taxi. Works really well. You can do it in the morning, but it works really well if you do it at night, because then in the morning when it's super busy, you can easily, we just told him what time. We told him to be there to pick us up at 10:30, and it worked out just splendidly. They were prompt, so very prompt. He pulled up right in front, and there were other taxis coming and picking up people, so they just get out and they say the name of who they're there to pick up. So we were waiting outside. So when ours came, we just hopped in, and it was like, maybe a 5 to 7 minute ride to the port. You can walk, and so it would probably depend on how much luggage you have and how far you want to walk. If you want to do it, Gordon thinks it's about 1.5 miles, and so it took, like I said, 5 to 7 minutes with any traffic that there was. Pulled us right up in front to drop off our luggage, and it was 10 pounds. And of course we gave the guy a tip because he loaded and unloaded the luggage, but it was not expensive to have a taxi from that hotel. So that was really very handy. They have a restaurant in the lobby there of the hotel, as well as places to sit. So even if you just want to buy a drink, or if you want to buy dinner or breakfast, you can go ahead and do that. That works out really well as well. So thought I would bring you up to date on that. Let's see, is there anything else here? Anything else you can think of? Alrighty, so tomorrow, like I said, is a sea day, so watch for our video showing everything about embarkation and our first day here on board. And then on Friday, we will be in Stavanger, Norway, and the time that we are due to sail away is at noon Eastern time. So if you can join us for our sail away, we would love to have you with us. We will try to start a little bit before that so we can show you the scenery and what's going on around, but it's hard to know how things will go, but that's our plan. So look for us around noon Eastern time on Friday. Super beautiful. We have such a beautiful sunny day today. It is really, really beautiful. Oh, no way. Yeah, you should go a little slow because this is a 2-lane road. Oh, look, we have a little bridge.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Springvale Road.
Whoa. Okay, car, slow down, slow down. Little acre.
Turn left onto Springvale Road, then turn right onto Bedfield Lane.
Is this the left and then the right's up there?
You turn, yeah. Turn left and then
So that's right up here.
turn right. Yeah, I'm trying to look.
Turn right onto Bedfield Lane.
I think that's it
Hit
right there.
recenter.
I can see. See.
Bedfield Lane.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto London Road, B3047.
Okay, in 1,000 feet, turning right.
Get that lady off my tail.
Church paddock fishery. Join the converted, it says, and have a fishery. Okay, I'm looking. Not yet.
Turn
Oh,
right
yeah,
onto
it's
London
at this
Road,
road.
B3047.
Turn right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, city center.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
City Lane.
Pretty.
Yes, so beautiful. I'm trying to hold on here. It's very bouncy. That arch, it says 1607. Need a drugstore. Do you want to go in here?
Sure.
Well, where do you want to go first? Do you want to eat first or do you want to go upstairs?
Should we just go upstairs and look around?
Sure. Christmas. So on the main level, they have lots of This just looks like it's closed.
Yeah.
Winchester Lane, then turn left onto St. Thomas Street.
If it's closed, we may have to divert.
Road closed ahead. Diversion. Oh, the diversion says this direction. Oops. So you never know. So right here, look how cool that looks.
Turn left onto St. Thomas Street, then turn right onto St. Swithin Street.
There, here, put your window down, love. As we go back to the cathedral. Okay, that's great.
Head north on Little Minster Street toward King's Head Yard.
It's hard to see it, but it's through there.
That's the road that was closed. They don't want me to go on.
It says keep going straight on Little Minster Street, then we're going to turn left. I'll watch
In
it too.
800 feet, turn left onto Southgate Street, B3335.
This says South Clement is where we need to turn. No, St. Clement, sorry. Southgate is after that.
This is awesome.
Isn't it beautiful? Oops. Sorry, it's bumpy.
So it doesn't want me to go this one, it wants me to go the next one?
In point one. Oh, wait, turn here. Turn here. It doesn't know it, but it does. Oh, I hope.
It's alright.
It looks like it. Oh dear. Sorry, we did turn one too soon. But it wants you on Southgate, so maybe this is Southgate. Yeah, this is the right street. We're in the right place.
This is just awesome.
In 800 feet, turn right onto St. Swithin Street.
St. Swithin Street is the one we came in on, remember?
Yes.
I'll tell you when I'm watching the map. Something smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that tree. St. Thomas Passage.
Mason's Yard.
Oh, here, we'll go slow so I can look up the thing of her St. Thomas Passage right there. Okay, drive. Oh, just a teeny little passage.
You know, I think Winston and Sarah would love it here since they like Boston. This is like Boston on steroids.
Wow, there's, it's really interesting how places are
Turn
different.
right onto St. Swithin
It's good and
Street,
bad
then turn
everywhere.
left onto St. Cross Road.
I think I like the shops in Boston better than the shops.
Yeah.
That's just splitting hairs.
Tall flats.
Okay, here's where we're gonna turn right here.
Unsuitable for HGVs. And then we go left up here.
Turn left onto St. Cross Road, B3335.
And we just sit on there for a while.
335, okay.
It's a Bentley.
It's pretty. A haunting in Venice. That really is a cinema. They really do show movies there. Wow.
Continue on St. Cross Road for 1.5 miles.
This video another minute here till we get down the hill. It's just so pretty. Fiery Gardens. We're on this for 1.2 miles, then we have a roundabout.
Okay.
Here we go. We're in Southampton. We've seen some ships. We saw Pianos Aurora. Right over here is another one. Don't know what the buildings and the cars. See, there's a ship right there. I can't see it. Here we are. Here's the Holiday Inn. And right there is the Associated British Ports. And right here,
Your destination
that's
is on the
Anthem
left.
of the Seas right there. So see how close we are to that. Alrighty, we just got here to the Holiday Inn in Southampton here in England. So I thought I would show you our room really quickly. This is a regular full or queen size bed. However, as they come, the view here is absolutely beautiful and the window opens for fresh air, so that's really nice. You can see out here. But here's just a quick look at the room from this side. You can see they do have plugs here, Gordon's at, so that you can plug your whatever you need to charge in. Then over here, there's a little table with a chair with another light there. And then, let's see, right here, we've also got a desk with a mirror. And I do like that they have those nice, some more charging stations right there. So you can work on that. And then it is a small room. It is small, so there's our luggage and the TV. It's nice they have a luggage rack. And here's nice to make your coffee or tea. And notice that we're here in England, so this is one of those electric kettles. And here, if you need a little bit of space, and there's a blow dryer there if you need that. And let me open this and show you. They've got a closet here with an ironing board and an iron. Hang your clothing up. And then right here is the bathroom, which is very small, but it's okay. It's all right. This is very handy. You can tell it's an older hotel, a little bit worn, but it's very, very, very convenient here to the port. So we have to shut the door here to get in the shower. But here's the shower. So, and if you need to know that it comes with shampoo and body wash, there you go. And then there's some soap right there. So anyway, there's a mirror here. So this is just a fine hotel room. It'll work out great. There goes Anthem of the Seas. I'm sorry it's through the window, but you can open the window, but you can't get your hand out. So I just wanted to show you. There goes Anthem of the Seas. We just saw P&O's Aurora head out. Let me see here. Right now it's 5:20. So off she goes.
Let's go.
So there goes Anthem of the Seas. Sorry, it's through the window here, but you can open the window, but you can't get your arm out. So thought you would like to see this. There she goes. It's about 5:20. We just saw P&O's Aurora head out, so it's really exciting. It'll be interesting to see if we see them in any of the ports that we're going to. So right there is our hotel. And then just right back here, right there is the Hertz rental car place. So I just wanted you to know it's really close, so we're just going to walk back. And then there's also a Europe car rental place right along here. So if you're renting from a different place, you can do that. Have we rented from Europe car before?
Not here.
I meant
Somewhere else.
I think in Sweden we did.
Might have been, yeah. No, that was Andy's.
Oh. Well, anyway, there's Europe car. Put your questions below. Let me know when you're going on a cruise soon and where you're going to next. It's so lovely to be on board again, and I'm really grateful for the chance to be here and to get to talk to you about it. So I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you.